So I started writing this song when I was 26 or 25, which is like 9 or 10 or maybe 11 years ago. And it was at a time in my life where I was starting to realize that I was codependent and that I didn't have a very strong sense of self. So I was sort of obsessed with being perfect in every relationship and every aspect of my life. So authenticity wasn't really available to me. And all of a sudden I had this freak out awakening that I needed to work on this, that I needed to figure out who I was. And so many things came along with this, coming out of the closet, realizing I was queer, realizing some gender stuff, starting to stand up for myself in relationships where I hadn't ever done it before, and getting the backlash from that, and having just pieces of my life fall away. And just while all that was really sad, there was also this liberating feeling, and just the addictive power of authenticity. I went around my life before that so scared of being rejected that I was always trying to make myself smaller, or just one facet of myself, or just a dimmed down version. And once I started being braver and figuring out who I was, just popping the top off of my mask or facade and digging in and figuring it out, it sort of did what it does, which is that it just causes you to kind of glow from the inside out, and you attract people and situations, positive experiences, and just my life opened up in this amazing way. And I was rejected. I've always been rejected, but I was also experiencing real belonging for the first time, because you can't feel belonging if you don't show up authentic. So when I started showing up authentic, I was wow, I'm being my full self and people are into it, and that feels even better than people being into something that wasn't real. So the other side of the coin of all that positivity and confidence and light and magnetism and just the glory of being real, the underside of that is that I started experiencing this really weird thing where people would see my authenticity, and instead of going wow, that person is so authentic, look how cool that looks, look how good that is, look how free they seem, which is what I used to feel when I would encounter people who are really authentic. I'd be how the fuck do you do that? I would love to do that. I think it's amazing, you just being you and being so comfortable. How do I get there? And instead, people were kind of going okay, I'm gonna do exactly what this person does. I'm gonna take little notes on their whole personality and situation and everything they're doing, and I'm gonna do exactly that. And then I'm gonna have the same power, and it really pissed me off, to be honest. I was just first of all, no, I'm doing that. You can't do that too. This is mine. This is hard earned, this personality. I've been working on this for a long time. There are parts of me that so many people have tried to squish out or discourage or just abuse out of me, and I've held on to it for dear life, against my own better judgment. And then the other parts I've just recently discovered, and I'm learning how to be proud of myself again, and just learning how to own #Lisa Rinna, own it. I just want to, I'm working so hard at this, and it's not fair for you to just step into what I'm doing and mimic it and take credit for it. That just irritates me. But also it sucks because it's no, you're supposed to be you. You're great. No one could be you like you do or are. You are it. You're the only you that has ever existed, and it's a slap in the face to the universe who created you to be anybody but that. Don't try to do me. I'm doing me. I got that shit on lock. You can't do it. You're not gonna pull it off. But I know what you can do. You can be you. So I was brushing my teeth one night and I was kind of pacing, which is like the first line is I pace like a lion when I'm brushing my teeth. And like the meaning behind it, I know it's like a weird line, but the meaning behind it is like I'm fierce even when I'm doing something mundane, you know? And also just like pacing is one of my stims, and I was just trying to like take ownership of that and just be like, maybe it's not a bad or weird thing, like maybe it's just me. So I was pacing and brushing my teeth, and that first line popped into my head, and I was like, oh, I pace like a lion when I brush my teeth, and I put it in my phone, and then I started hearing the like boom, 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 I pace like, and I was like, oh shit, it's a song. And then I started thinking about like, I was really inspired by Coolio and like Gangster's Paradise, and that just like beautiful operatic like intro where the song starts and you're like, where is this going? I remember seeing that in the Grammys when I was like a kid. I remember being really small and they performed it on the Grammys, and I was just like, I came alive when I heard it. I was like, what a cool juxtaposition, just like this massive like classical choir and this hip-hop song, and it's so like deep and dark and, you know, great. And so I was like, oh, I could get some of that like choir magic in there. And then I was also inspired by like the 90s era of like a huge voice, like a huge soulful voice on a hook of like a rap song, or like we had so many of them. There was like everybody dance now, you know, that kind of stuff. There was like another night, another dream, but always you know, these like just hooks. Or even the silliest one that I always think of when I go in to record the hook is on the radio stations back in the day, they do like these top 40 things over the weekend where they'd like marathon all the top 40 songs, and the little jingle on our radio station in Norfolk, Virginia was like, Rick D's at the weekly top 40. I was like, that is the vibe, that's how I want the hook to be. So that's when like the hook came in, and the rest of it is like, you know, it's like a little tough, it's like a little tongue-in-cheek and like kind of silly, because all my songs they're like silly and deep at the same time, and also like with a hint of badass, or like I'll fight you though. But I was trying to come up with like, what is kind of positive? Like, I don't want to be like, you're nothing, like you're not good, because that's not what I believe. Like, I just believe you're not good at being me, and please stop, because it offends me to my core. But so I was like, what could it be that's like, you can be great, you can be anything, but you just can't be me. And that's when like, you could have been somebody, but you can't be me, came into the picture. And then the song was what it was.